Let's take a look at 21 mistakes that you might have missed in episodes from Season 5 of SpongeBob. You don't want to miss these, so watch closely and see if you can spot them. Now, let's dive in. Number 1, Picture Day. First up on our list is Picture Day. In this episode, SpongeBob can't wait to get his picture at boating school and dresses for the occasion. Dressing for the occasion, meaning taking extra steps to look exactly what he looks like in other episodes. But we aren't here to judge. Actually, yeah, we kinda are. During the scenes of SpongeBob getting ready, there are a few small mistakes, so keep an eye on his socks.
Nice try, Alarmy, but you gotta get up pretty early to wake me up on Picture Day!
So whenever SpongeBob first gets up, his socks already have red and blue stripes. But in the next scene, he paints them on. And then a couple seconds later, this happens. SpongeBob paints 2 more stripes on his socks. But right after, when he paints on his clothes, instead of 4 stripes, there are 2. Then the next time we see the socks, there are 4 again. Back at the beginning of the episode, when SpongeBob's alarm goes off, Gary's mouth moves as if he's meowing, but there's no sound. Unless it was a silent scream, then this is another mistake. In this next clip,
well, I'm not sure how I did it, but I
watch SpongeBob's shirt. Whenever SpongeBob first lands, the right side of his shirt is yellow, like the color of his skin rather than white. It turns back whenever he takes a few steps forward. SpongeBob is obviously not having the best picture day. Disaster strikes one after another. SpongeBob hides in Patrick's jelly jar in order to safely make it to picture day. But even that doesn't work out well for him.
No, Patrick, I'm not jelly, I'm not jelly!
As SpongeBob yells the second, "I'm not jelly," watch Patrick's mouth. It's moving in sync with the words almost perfectly. And it's not like he's saying anything either for there to be a mix-up. It's a really weird mistake and a big goof on the animator's part. Number 2, BlackJack. BlackJack is a really funny and fan-favorite episode from Season 5. SpongeBob's cousin, BlackJack, sends SpongeBob a ransom letter after he gets out of jail, challenging him to a wrestling match. If SpongeBob should fail, he'll never see his parents again.
If you want to see them again, meet me for a wrestling match at their house. Try it, little man. BlackJack! Cousin BlackJack's out of prison!
SpongeBob is terrified. Whenever Gary first hands him the letter, there's a mistake. The mistake is with the audio, so listen closely.
Thanks, Gary. Can't read the return address.
The mistake happens when SpongeBob says, You can hear it twice, meaning there are most likely 2 recordings of the overlapping, and it creates a weird echo. SpongeBob heads over to his parents' house after reading the letter. He imagines the worst whenever he gets there and his parents are nowhere to be seen.
Huh? What? All the furniture is covered in plastic. The police must have covered everything to preserve the crime scene. Oh no! What have they done with my parents?
Oh, darling, it's so nice to spend quality time with you.
Did you see any mistakes? The painting on the wall above the couch depicts a daytime scenery of oceans and rocks. In SpongeBob's imagination, though, it's nighttime. Also in this scene, the brown strip on the hat SpongeBob's father is wearing is lighter than usual. As we can see here from the episode Sing a Song of Patrick in Season 5, his hat is much darker. While reaching out to other family members to find his parents, SpongeBob ends up at his uncle Captain Blue's house. His uncle, instead of helping him, puts him to work.
I need you to help me rescue my parents!
Sure, little Bobby. I could use some help with the lawn, but you're gonna need this to do the job right.
Uncle Captain Blue, I need to help my parents. They're in danger.
What? You want to build a fence?
Eventually, Uncle Captain Blue helps SpongeBob, but there are a few inconsistencies between the previous clips and this next one.
There it is. We're here.
SpongeBob mowed most of the grass, but there was still some in the background. But it's completely gone now. Also, SpongeBob built a fence with no openings, but they drove out of an opening to get next door.
Just like the old days, eh, cousin?
Yeah, BlackJack. You haven't
The reunion isn't quite what he had been expecting. In this clip, when SpongeBob is looking down at BlackJack, his belt is missing. Number 3, roller cowards. Next up is roller cowards. In this episode, SpongeBob and Patrick are scared of going on the newest roller coaster at Glove World called the Fiery Fist o' Pain. While the two friends are excited at first, a terrifying nightmare shakes SpongeBob to his core.
In the name of amusement!
You ready to ride the Fist of Pain?
SpongeBob is definitely not ready. Actually, our very first mistake happens in this clip. Patrick scares SpongeBob by popping out of nowhere, and he drops his blanket. His shirt is visible, but the white collar is brown instead. Now watch SpongeBob's mouth in this next clip.
Woo! Fiery Fist of Pain, here we come!
SpongeBob's attempt at being enthusiastic is admirable. But did you see the mistake? His back is turned most of the time he's speaking, but when he jumps up into his seat, his mouth isn't moving even though he's still talking. It only moves when it closes at the end of his sentence. This next mistake is pretty obvious and kind of bad.
It's perfectly safe. No one gets hurt riding these roller coasters.
Why? Why won't you let me on the ride?
The blue guy, Incidental 40, has no fin whenever he first wheels the old guy out. After SpongeBob and Patrick scream and run away, his fin is there. SpongeBob and Patrick finally overcome their fear of riding the new roller coaster. While they're celebrating, watch SpongeBob's nose. In this scene, as they run around in circles,
We conquered our fears!
We stopped crying!
We survived the Fist of Pain!
his nose disappears for a few frames. It happens really fast, so if we slow it down, you can see it vanish.
Right there! You forgot these.
Our spines! Yeah!
When Patrick blinks right before the worker gives them their spines, his eyelids turn pink. Normally, they're purple, which we see right after at the end of the clip. Number 4, Slimy Dancing. The last episode we'll be taking a look at today is Slimy Dancing. After getting banned for trying to steal a trophy, Squidward turns to SpongeBob and Patrick for help. When seeing what the two friends are made of, he is disappointed. In the end, he pretty much uses SpongeBob as a puppet to get into the competition.
Oh, where am I? See if I can find a line.
Before Squidward gets banned at the beginning of the episode, SpongeBob and Patrick are there to audition too. There's a mistake in the scene, so watch closely.
Hiya, Squidward!
Oh, great. The Flying Gavone brothers. Just ignore them, Squidward.
I'm Patrick. Wish us luck, Squidward.
Squidward sits next to contestant 41 and 65. There's no obvious time jump, so whenever SpongeBob and Patrick walk up to Squidward, since they were called next, the two other contestants are just gone. SpongeBob and Patrick help Squidward later on, and in this clip, the mistake happens with Patrick, so watch him as the clip plays.
SpongeBob?
You're just not getting into the spirit of this thing, Squidward.
Oh, help me up!
How'd the audition go, Squidward?
It happens really fast, but slowed down, you can see Patrick's mouth disappear for a frame as he bends down to help Squidward. Squidward can't stand SpongeBob's dancing arms and decides to take over.
Hand them over. And the other one, come on.
This scene is in question because where did SpongeBob's sleeves go? They aren't attached to his arms whenever he hands them to Squidward, nor are they still on his body when Squidward makes his own armholes. But maybe we're being a bit too picky, considering this entire scene isn't physically possible. But let's keep being picky. So see if you can spot the weird error here.
You got 2 left feet.
How'd you know?
Give me that.
Whenever SpongeBob hands over his feet, he is barefoot. Later on in the episode, his feet and arms return, but his feet have both his socks and shoes on them.
Fine. I won.
Squidward, in a desperate attempt to get his hands on the trophy, literally reaches out of SpongeBob's mouth to grab it. The mistake is barely visible during normal speed, but easier to see when slowed down. As Squidward grabs the trophy, both of SpongeBob's teeth turn yellow. Well, that's all for today. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe. Then click the video on screen to watch our newest video. See you there.